All right. So let's bring you guys back up to date since it's been like a month since we played.
Okay, wait, I gotta try this. Han. Where's Chris? Han. I can't call you. Why can't I not call you? What the hell?
Uh, uh,
Am I not your friend? What the hell? Add
have to
friend.
go through friends, invite to server, add friend.
No. I already added you as a friend. Friend me, you bitch.
No, you friend me.
I did friend you. You have to friend me back.
You know, I
Says you friend.
I'm detecting some type of negativity between you guys.
Pro tip, right click for more action. It's not. Oh wait, there it goes. Okay.
And also, well, I'm so confused. Oh,
Well, that was stupid. All right, where we at?
all right.
That was stupid.
So last time we played, you guys traveled into a dungeon. Within that dungeon, you guys found several creatures, like cannibalistic creatures and zombies and spiders. In which at the end, you guys found a black dragon, a wounded black dragon.
Right.
In doing so, it has requested you guys to bring back his daughter because she took something precious from him.
Yeah, because we can kill a wounded dragon, so we have such a chance of, capturing
The daughter of a
a
wounded
teenage
dragon.
daughter
Yeah.
dragon.
So, huh? They're only level 2. They haven't played as much.
I'm level 3.
Oh, they're level 3. Whatever. They don't play too
I
much.
actually don't
It's
know
it's.
where my file is. Hang on, let me
Oh
find it.
yeah. I also gotta open that up. Holy crap.
We're level 2.
Shut up,
Anyways.
Chris. You're level 2. I'm level 3.
Anyways.
You're not.
No,
If it's fun
And
in you.
any fucking ways. You
When
guys.
we're more interested in arguing than we are in actually playing.
Uh,
I
so
don't
so
have a level.
so you guys found your way out.
Why don't I have a level?
Actually, yeah. Oh, you guys are close to level 2.
No, I think I am level 2 because I remember leveling up. I just don't know where the level is. Oh, there it is. Level. Okay. Got it. Level 2. Boom. Saved.
Oh yeah, wait, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Save. Desktop. Just save. Yes, I overwrite it. Jesus Christ.
Uh, do you remember your new spells that you learned? Or do you learn new spells?
Yes. Where are we at?
If you're level 2, you should have, I think, a third level or.
Wait, I have 2 slots, right? I have Burning Hands, Hellish Rebuke, and Comprehend Languages, all that.
Yeah, you have all that.
Yeah, isn't that what I learned?
Hold on.
And then I upgraded Eldritch Blast.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez, I can't spell for shit.
Alright, Burning Hands.
Level 2. Yeah. So you just upgraded your Eldritch and your level 1 spell slots. You should have 2, which you do.
3.
2 spells known as 3. Spell slots is 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you learned Witch Bolt as your third.
I don't have that here.
Well, I got it here.
Hang on. Well, because the problem is that I think I was playing on my laptop, so I might have saved it on my laptop and not my desktop.
Well, I have it here, so that's good.
Alright, hang on. Witch Bolt?
Witch Bolt. And it does 1d12. And Chris, you're level 2 as well.
Yes.
You already got your spells. That's what you learned, I believe. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You have Shield of Faith prepared.
Shield of Faith, Cure Wounds, Bless, and Detect Magic.
Yeah. Purified Food and Drink and Divine Smite. That's all.
Divine Smite is a feature.
Yeah. But it takes up a spell
Yeah,
slot. That's why I put
know.
there. Okay. Okay. So after venturing into this dungeon, speaking to this dragon, some of which you guys heard other things. Do you remember any of that, Ryan, or no?
Totally.
Okay. Well, the dragon spoke to you and Curtis or what was his name? Holy shit!
Nobody knows. Nobody
Curtis.
cares.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
abandoned
He
us.
yeah he's gone. He's gone. Whatever. So yeah, he spoke to both of you guys within your minds and uh promised you to learn more from him, some teachings, some type of
Chris
reward.
doesn't know about this.
Yeah, yeah. So it's fine. It's fine. But I'm just trying to remind you. Uh, and then afterwards, you guys continued outwards in search for this for his daughter. You guys traveled back into town, or for you, Ryan, it was your first time into town.
Yeah.
Um, in which you met Anzin, the leader of the Nook and Cranny Guild, and you played games with him, a drinking game in which he lost horribly, and
Yeah, he
and
did.
was found to be drunk after Chris came back, or Aldor came back after talking to Father Gary, who is the the uh, the leader of the Church of Want, more or less. Um, you asked if there was a library nearby, Chris. You went to said library and looked up information about the white dragon, and there seems to be no said information about the white dragon within any books of dragons. Uh, and then and then you came back to the Nook and Cranny Guild, where you found Anzin puking about. Um, after he recovered, he gave you guys a mission or a quest of sorts to travel with Keisu, a a
We
ranger.
also went downstairs and beat up a giant spider.
Oh yeah, you guys went downstairs, beat up a giant spider, found an evil spirit or a ghost within
Gave him
it,
an axe.
gave him an axe, and he seems to be happy. And then, in which case, you guys came out, and then you guys learned that never go down there. It is dangerous down there.
I'm just saying, by the time we get back, everyone's probably gonna be dead because the mad ghost is probably gonna have come up and murdered
Yeah.
them all.
And you guys also found a relentless zombie, which after being impaled by several spikes, losing its head, it still attempted to eat one of you guys, whomever was closer. But anyways, after all that, yes, you guys got a quest from Anzin to help Keisu in search of some wild beast that she has never seen before. Keisu wasn't
Did Curtis go feral?
no. No, you guys have already seen this beast, but I'm gonna lead on into that. But Aldor, she was unhappy with seeing you, especially joining her on this quest, because you have once came and beaten her near death, basically, on your first arrival. Um, but but
Kick.
she seemed really happy you were coming, Ryan, or Ninja.
Yeah, girl power.
Yeah, being a female tiefling and whatnot.
Go
Um,
go Powerpuff Girls.
you guys, you guys found your way to the docks and then traveled eastwards into the Emerald Forest, or yeah, eastwards into the Emerald Forest,
We're
where
off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of Oz.
Shut up.
where you guys found several woodland beings, but upon reaching this open field of wildlife, you guys see off into the distance these families of doctors, which are these giant creatures protruding with
That
horns.
Alvin imported from Magic.
I have no idea what you're talking about. These are my own creations.
Doctors?
Yeah, doctors. That's what they're called.
Like those 1/1 token creature things?
No, this one's a 5/3 for 3 mana.
Seems
What?
balanced.
Yeah, so I have it on screen at the moment.
Oh,
Um,
sorry.
so Keisu being as adventurous as she is, she stealthed with inwards, and you two followed. Aldor, you were kind of following behind because of your chainmail.
Loud ass motherfucker.
Yeah,
They don't know what stealth means.
Yeah, because of
Clank,
your
clank, clank, clank,
yeah.
clank.
So you decided to lay back roughly 30 feet behind as Ninja and Keisu pursued onwards. Um, Ninja, you came up to her as she is currently within like 10 feet behind one of the alpha males, and is
She was
current.
petting one.
Yeah, she was patting one, but then stepped back to draw within her notebooks. And then you came up and you told her that this is a bad idea. You shouldn't do this. And then she goes, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna do anything." And then she saw a
And then she did it.
yeah, and then she saw a cub, a child of this doctor, and decided to get closer, in which she disappeared into the grass. That's where we left off.
I sure am glad you remember all this because I just I did not.
It's my.
Like I knew we were in the field of big beasties, but I didn't remember the thing about the kid or anything.
Yep. I wrote this story. So
That explains why it's shit.
shut the.
No.
So what would you like to do from here on in? You Ryan, you just saw Casey just travel deep into the forest after saying, "Oh my God, there's a child," and then just walked in. Uh, Aldor, make a perception check. See if you can hear this.
Let's see. It's been a while. Perception, wisdom, +3.
All right,
Nice.
all right. So being
Oh, wait. That's +5. Haha. Anyways.
what? So it'll be 19 instead.
Yes.
Okay, so being 30 feet away, you vaguely hear whispers. You can't comprehend what they're saying, but you know it to be Keisu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Ryan, what would you be doing?
Well, she just went off into the grasses, right,
Yeah.
to pet the child.
Yes, after seeing it, poking your head above the surface, yeah, you do see this child, and this child is roughly like 5 feet tall, um, six or like 3 feet wide, and about 4 feet long, and
Lucky bucks.
yeah, and it's
Bucks.
and 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 it's surrounded by three other adult doctors, two of which are probably its parents. One of which being the one that you just saw Keisu record.
Well, Casey's being an idiot. I gotta be an idiot too. I'm gonna follow her to the child.
All right, so
Oh boy.
go ahead and make a stealth check.
What is that? Dexterity?
It's basically
Yep.
unless you're proficient in it. So yeah, so it's -1.
Yep.
It's funny how yours is -1, but his is disadvantage.
Bitchin'.
Okay, so 17. So traveling deeper into the grass lines, you follow up right behind Keisu as you see Keisu is petting this child, and the child seems somewhat a bit agitated, being as it made a human is petting it, and it's not used to being human, but
The kid is human?
no, Keisu's
Shut up,
human.
Chris.
God damn it, God. So after Keisu is petting its horns, really, as it's facing her, it seems to start crying out, and it starts making some weird sounds, and in which case Keisu immediately starts to back off and like give some distance, and then she lowers her head and hopes that she can tell that or that the child could tell that she means no harm. But as far as you can tell, Ryan, this kid is thrashing about, and some of the adults are looking around trying to see who's messing with the kid. Chris, Aldar, you see the adults starting to move around and look for trouble. Uh, if if you want to proceed close, yeah.
Toilet of fire, burning
If you'd like to move closer, then you'd have to make a stealth roll. Otherwise, you're gonna stay put.
Yeah, Chris, do you want to clank your way over to us?
I was just about to ask myself, do I want to die today? No, not yet.
Okay.
Sure.
So you're gonna stay where you are.
Yes.
Okay. So Ninja, what would you like to be doing after seeing this?
Well, you know, I'm like behind her, right?
Yeah, you're roughly 5 feet behind her. You can reach out and touch her at this point as she backs up.
Reach out, bitch slap her. I'm like, I told you shouldn't have done that.
Do you do that?
No.
Okay.
God, calm down.
No, I wanna.
Haven't you learned like the first thing I say is not what I want to do, but it's like something to be funny to do. Anyways, I don't know. Just be like tap her on the shoulder, be like, what do we do?
Just stay quiet. Right? Lower,
What?
lower, lower your head.
Oh.
In which case she puts her hand on your head and lowers you down.
Like rub up against it. Oh, that feels nice.
Yeah, let's see. She has to make a animal handling.
What is this?
Since when is Ryan an animal?
No. For the to see if the child retaliates. It's good. It's good. Yeah, it's good. So the child seems to calm down, and it seems to have note or agreed that yes, it's superior being, more or
Tap
less.
my head more. It seems to be
No,
working,
no.
not calming the child
Again. Casey backed off and started to bow, lower her head, to the child, and in which
Yeah.
case you were doing it as well.
Yeah, but then she put her hand on my head and it calmed down. So therefore, it is her hand on my head that is calming it down.
Sure. Let me set these for you guys. So after seeing all this, there's like a moment of complete silence as there's tension within in this field, and before you know
Done.
it, exactly before you know it, the adults seem to calm down themselves as they see that their child is now became calm and continue eating the plant life around them.
Savages.
In which case, Casey looks up back at you and she apologizes. She goes, I'm sorry. You know, I just wanted to get closer. It's just so cute." and then she pokes her head above the grass to look back towards Aldor, and sees that Aldor is currently not around. So she ducks back inside, and then she asks you, "Hey, you've been with Aldo for a while, right?"
Aldor, like
Yeah.
the noisy guy in the back there.
Yeah. Like you're one of his friends, because you know I've never seen you around, and Aldor is new here, so I'm assuming you're like close friends or something.
I just met him like 4 days ago. I actually don't know how long it's been, but
Yeah, it's been roughly 4 days. You guys spent like a day or two within the dungeon, and then like another day in the Nook and Cranny Guild, or in Kiraima's the main city, and then took you guys like roughly like 5 hours to travel out here.
yeah. See, I told you.
Yeah.
4 days.
So you tell her that, and then oh well, when I first met him, it was an unpleasant one, and he he had this dark aura around him. It was scary to me. I mean, most things, you know, if you see something black come out of a person, it's usually a bad sign. So,
I feel like that's racist on some level, but okay, keep going.
well, it's, you know, it's like a black magical essence. You know, usually it's like a demonic force of some kind.
Okay, keep
Okay.
going.
Um.
I'm listening.
So, being that he's several feet away, I was thinking about trying to bring it out, or at least pranking him and sending these guys, these doctors off into his direction. What do you think?
Why?
Well, be, okay, first off, I really hate the guy. He cheated somehow and beat me in combat. And you know, like I said, there's like this really dark essence that came out of him, and if if they trample him, well, you know, it's two birds, one stone. You know, we killed a guy that I hate, and we killed the dark essence that's possessing him.
Elvin,
Yes.
I'm not ready to play Gandalf yet.
Shall
But
we pass?
Well, yeah, my plan is to send the child into his direction, and then the adults will follow, and then we'll probably get aggressive around an armored being.
I don't think this is a good idea.
Because neither of you know my animal handling skill.
No, no one does. Just keep talking, Ryan.
Mainly because I'm sure there'll be plenty of opportunities to off him later. But for now, it's generally probably a good idea to keep an armored guy to throw in the front lines while we, stay in the back.
Well, the thing is, right, and then she opens her book, right, and you can see that there's several notes taken about these creatures, like how thick their horns are, how soft their fur is, how immense their hide is that protects their head, and like you see like several pictures of like scalings from like humans to gnomish and everything of how big these creatures can get, and like she shows you, I've taken several notes already, right? Like I know I could learn much more, like what are their eating habits, like what are their even sleep cycles, what are their mating cycles.
Okay, what does learning from them have to do with offing our tank?
What I'm saying is we've came out here to do what you were asked to do. Why can't we just have a little fun?
Murder is fun.
It's not murder, it's a prank.
Well, it's totally up to you. They're your pets.
No, they're free. They're no one's pets.
They're your pets.
I'm gonna grab some water.
Okay.
I have no problem with Aldor as a person as of yet. I have never seen said possessive, but I do believe there are better ways to get out, to banish a possessing than trampling him with, 12-foot tall beasts. There's also the chance that said possession may be stronger than 12-foot tall beasts, at which point I would not want to be the one that caused said possession to come.
Well, to him it'll just be like a natural thing.
Dude, look, if you want to do it, do it. I'm just saying, it's not a good idea.
And then you see her face kind of like lights up, and then she walks towards the smaller creature. Okay, and then the creature kind of you see like she seems to be like whispering to the smaller doctor, and then like, you know, petting it, and then like you see like if this beast could smile, you can see somewhat of a smile as she is continuing to pet it, and then the doc.
You can talk to animals? What the fuck?
Anyways, and then
Dr. K. Little.
and you're fucking stupid. And you see the little creature starts walking towards their direction of Aldor. In which case it does brush over your shoulder, and then like it seems to be non-aggressive towards you, and just kind of brushes by you, as the other family relatives seem to be circling around it. Aldor, in front of you, you see nothing but grass as you are hidden in the grass line.
Uh-huh.
Pussy ass bitch hiding below the grass.
Yeah, so go.
Sorry, I can't sneak.
Yeah,
Why didn't you follow us, yo?
go ahead.
followed us
Still
and-
have to make a stealth check.
If you'd followed us, none of this would have happened.
Go ahead and yeah, make a stealth check. Perception check to see if you can see these creatures walking towards you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, you know, being 12-foot beings, right? They're fairly easy to see in like this 4-foot tall grass. Uh, but uh, but before
But there was the chance that you were gonna miss seeing that.
yeah, like oh my god, look at this ladybug. um,
Honestly, that sounds like something that Chris would do. I'm not gonna lie.
so
You're pretty.
being 12-foot beings like they are roughly 5 foot away before you see them uh uh towering over this tree line, and then before you know it, you feel a push, a thump in front of you, boom, as this little child is now in front of you and seems to be looking troubled, before which it lets out a giant cry, and the adults start to trample a bit as they are looking for you. Go ahead and make a stealth check if you
No. Animal handling to calm.
okay, go for it.
I don't think he's
Was
very
that a
calm.
total 12 or
Total.
That's a total.
Yeah.
total 12? Okay.
I think he just like stabbed him in the nose when you were trying to pet it.
It continues to flail about. At this point, I'd like everyone to roll initiative.
Oh.
I go first. Ha! Yes. Too easy.
Okay, so Casey got 10. Oop. Hey, who keeps putting dice there, dude?
What? How did you do that, Ryan?
What?
Ryan got.
What's being done?
Mm,
What I miss? I'm
I-
tabbed. I'm busy playing Baragon. What do you want? Shit.
Actually, Ryan, you got 13. You got -1 initiative,
Yeah.
but still, nonetheless, you're
You need to make those macros.
4. And then, just for the sake of this,
Hey, you guys didn't say. What do you think of my profile image? Isn't it cute?
I haven't seen it. I have you guys as short image.
Oh, you're stupid.
What profile picture? Your normal one?
No, this one,
Roll
isn't that not
20.
showing?
And Discord and
No,
Roll
in
20.
the actual
Roll 20.
nope, I still see your I in team.
Well, you're stupid.
Okay, so
And
add a
Elvin
turn.
doesn't have one anymore for me.
Yeah, cause I deleted it out of my pictures I've uploaded, and apparently that's one of the pictures I've uploaded, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Ah,
Oh, jeez, oh god, Chris.
I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Well, Gandalf's gonna ride to town on his little white pony.
Well, they're gonna have to make a perception check to see if they see you first. So. The child being the last one of the group to react.
Yeah, you know, the child's the last one to react, the one that ran into you first.
Well, just to see if it ran away. Okay, jeez. So, so making perception checks. This first one does not see you, and is currently just huddling behind. So this first one right here. Oh, I just realized you can't see it. This first one right here.
Okay, change your color.
Let's see.
Yeah, my roller
Well,
snaps.
okay. So this one doesn't see you either.
Okay.
Nope. And this third one, the other big one, doesn't see you as well. As they just seem to be like looking about high or high above the grass line and not seeing this small wood elf wearing shining armor within the 5 or 4 foot grass line. Right, Ninja, what would you like to be doing?
What? I don't know. I'm just chilling here.
Why did you sound quieter? You guys just
Sorry, my hand was in front of my mic.
say something.
Say something.
Oh fuck, that was loud. Okay, so what would you like to be doing?
I'm just chilling here, man. I wasn't I'm not doing anything.
Okay, so you're gonna pass your turn. Okay. So this child, being the one that saw you, is gonna start running away
Pussy ass bitch.
behind what seems to be its mother.
I'm gonna go pet it right in
No,
its butt.
stop.
Right
Stop.
in its butt.
Stop.
That's
Stop.
In this case, Keisu is gonna dash towards the tree line. You guys are about 60 feet out. Yeah, so she disappears from both you guys. Yeah, you don't see her. But,
What the fuck, Casey?
Keisu.
That's what I said.
All right, Chris.
never mind.
All right, Aldar, what are you doing? You're lucky I rolled so low. 8s, 7s, 3s.
Oh god.
Hide.
How far is the tree line for me?
For you, since you didn't travel out towards them, it's 30 feet away.
Ooh.
And you'd have to get up and run to do that, unless you want to try to make another stealth check to try to get away. But then you'd be moving at half speed because of trying to maintain silence.
But
Oh,
no, I
Yeah,
roll at disadvantage.
yeah.
I don't think you made it.
I'm thinking. Alright. Jess. Don't. Ah!
What are you doing?
Big noise. Ah.
Okay.
I don't think you made it.
Okay, so you chose the stealth, and what? Go towards the tree line.
Yeah.
Okay, so you move roughly 15 feet. Being surrounded, you just take a few steps back. I'll just say you're like right there. Oh, I can just move everyone. Hold on, let me put this over here. It's over here for me.
I'm going to get killed by a 1/1 token and 3 5/3s.
Wouldn't be
There.
surprised.
Is this what I get for doing infinite goblin tokens?
I've done that too.
It's so stupid.
And Casey's roughly like over here in the tree line. So yeah, you take a few steps back, as the tree line is still quite a ways away from you. But as you're doing so, you nervously step on a couple of twigs.
Not as bad. Not as bad.
And then like you hear your armor clank ever so subtly, but you stop yourself before doing so. I'm drawing a tree line for you. It's shitty. It's shitty, but it's there.
That's pretty far away, but okay, we can do it.
Okay, so being that you rolled a 3 for stealth this time, this first guy, this guy does not see you.
What?
Rolled a 1. Oh,
Christ.
Oh no, that's not a good
yeah.
sound.
Okay, this guy
He
This guy right here, yes, he did, sees you.
He sees you and he kills you.
Yeah,
before
and
you
then
can move.
he charges at you at whatever full speed he can get as you are 10 feet away. It will make a horn attack at you. Natural 20.
Ah! Rigged.
100% crit rate.
Oh shit! Dealing 16 points of damage to you. Where are you at? Yeah. Oh shit. I'll say that you guys. I don't know why you're lower HP, but you're currently at 6 HP, Chris.
Yeah.
As this creature just comes, bah, just hits you straight in the chest, knocking your air out. But you still seem to be standing as you lifted up into the air, landed back on your feet, like just in front of it. So seeing that
I'd rather be tussling with the owl bear right now.
seeing that
Chris,
that
why don't you use your pet kitten skills on it? Huh?
let's see what's your armor?
Because that ain't gonna work right now.
What's your armor? Let's see. Your armor should be pretty high. 18. 18 is at 18.
19. My fighting style is defense. Gives me a bonus point.
Let's see. You have a shield that gave you +2. Chainmail was no, chainmail's 15 plus 2 from the shield is 17 plus the 1 is AC is 18.
Chainmail is 16.
Chainmail is 16.
Yes.
I gotta look this up. Wait, I got a book. It's somewhere here. Where's my book?
You have a book?
Yeah, got a D&D book.
Chainmail 16, shields +2, fighting style
Plus-
is another +1.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So yeah, you are at 19. So seeing you get hit by one of its family members, this guy charges at you as well. But being kicked, being thrust so hard, you retaliate and you hold up your shield and just hold it in play as it bam smashes into your arm. But you seem to take no damage, but you still feel that this creature, if it was to hit you flat on, you'd probably be dead. Oh, yeah, chainmail. Yeah. So you're at 19. Yeah.
Yes.
And then so that was this guy. It's now your turn. For Ninja.
Oh, it's my turn again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
You-
I'm just gonna.
You hear off in the distance, clank, as Aldar's chainmail is being rattled with.
Alright, well, he's not screaming in pain, so I think.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Each block is 5 feet, right?
Yes, each block is 5 feet.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Boom. Oops. Boom. Yay.
You could dash for 60 feet.
Isn't that an action or something?
Yeah, it would be an action. But if you're not doing anything else, that's all I'm saying.
Alright.
Yeah, so you
3,
just
2, 4, 5. Yay.
okay. So
Thanks.
so now it's the little one's turn, and the little one's just gonna continue staying behind its mother.
Little one's pussy.
And then Chris, make a perception check.
You see Ryan off in the distance running away from me.
Okay.
See everything.
No, you cannot say ninja as he's currently being shadowed by one of these doctors.
Alright, fair enough.
Yeah.
But
Right.
you hear in the very far distance towards the east side tree line a giggle, and you know this giggle to be K-Sue.
Casey, you bitch.
as yeah. Oh, actually, do you, no, you wouldn't. You're yeah, no, actually, your head would be peeking out of the grass line. You see her in the tree giggling, in one of the trees giggling.
Alright.
It's now your turn.
Oof. I got a plan.
Oh, what's your
but
plan?
It can't work till another one hits me.
What are you gonna do?
Feign death.
You're gonna feign death.
Use survival and feign death.
Okay, no. For this one, it's gonna be a performance check. Yeah, which is +3. +3 is your performance. Because you're faking it. It's like a deception. But since you're not speaking, it's performance.
Okay. I gotcha. Alright. So
So
I'll
D20 +3 if you're gonna feign death.
but it'll only work if another one charges me.
Well, like
My goal is not only to trick them, but to trick Keisu as well.
okay, okay. So when the next one hits you, even though you're at 6 HP, you're gonna feign death.
Either way, I'm gonna fake it or I am.
Okay. So
So
we'll
I'm going to take up a defensive stance and hold my ground
okay, and then feign death if
if
this.
another one hits me.
Okay. So this one being protective of its child is gonna stay defensive on this side as two are shadowing over you. This guy is gonna make an attack on you. You have a defensive, so uh, if parried, if you'd like to parry, it'd be everything between 14 and 19, or 17 and 12. 17 and 12. 14. So this one smacks into you, right? And then you parry with your shield outwards, right? But you twirl about. So make a performance check at this point to
Okay.
try to feign death.
Doing a little ballet parade, and it fails miserably.
Okay. So you twirl around as you pretend to be hit, and you lay prone, and now you're just there. You have no idea if it worked. As far as you can tell, this creature just rammed into you. But it's gonna stay where it is. This one, the one next to you, is going to stomp on you. And wait, you pretend to die. No,
Yes.
no. Okay. Since you scared a child, it's going to try to trample you. Since you are now prone, it gets advantage on attacking you since it's 5 feet away from you. 18. So being as dexterous as you are, and since you realize that yeah, you're in the grassland, there's no way Casey can see you as this creature lifts up its forearms and slam it down onto you. You find yourself squeezing between each of its legs, but still motionless. Ninja, what are you doing? You just saw this creature rise up and slam into the ground, and you see some dust flying into the air.
Did I hear a scream of pain?
No,
Alright, well,
the
never-
last
Instantaneous.
the last thing you heard was creak.
Can we move diagonally?
Yeah, it's 5 feet diagonal as well.
2, 3, 4.
Technically
5,
not, but whatever.
Yeah, but Casey's not there. She's like far over there. I'm just too lazy to move her.
What's your point?
I'm just saying.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom.
Okay, so you made it to the tree line.
Yeah, and Chris still can't see me because he's prone.
Yeah, the little one sitting there. You hear a gasp in the distance, Chris. As Casey is like, "Oh God, I did not mean that for that to happen." And then Casey sees you, Ninja, and she runs up to you. And you see
Kill him.
you see her in her face some type of joy, but at the same time it's like it's convoluted. Like she wanted him to die, but this is by far as gruesome as it can get. Like she just wanted him to just more or less get impaled by the horns, but instead he got curb stomped into the ground. And yeah, you see some type of joy, but again it's kind of like discomfort joy as she runs up to you, still along the tree line, and she's like, "Come on, we're getting out of here." In which case, Chris, it's now your turn. Yeah. You're in between this creature. You have your eyes squinted and closed as you're pretending to die, and from your perspective, this creature seems to be believing you that you are dead.
I do absolutely nothing.
Okay. So let's see. The mother is gonna stay where she is. The father
Steps on you for good measure.
examines you as you are in between its other, and starts to turn around and walk towards its child. And then this one being seeing that happen, it's gonna follow. All right, Ninja, what are you doing?
I'm chilling happily in my forest.
So you're not gonna follow Casey. Casey says we're getting out of here.
Well, I'm still like, I don't know, cause like I want Aldor to come with. I just don't know where he is.
Well, I mean, you know where the creatures were, and the creatures were like roughly like 20, 30, 40 feet away from you. So you assume that Aldor was there.
I made a
Was.
loud noise in that area.
Emphasis was.
Yeah, it was. Okay, well, I don't know. I'll just like kind of walk along the tree line.
So just waiting for a reaction.
Yeah.
Okay. So eventually the child the child would travel with them. I'll say for now the turn order is done. Everything's good. And then Casey follows you, and she's like, "Come on, there's no point of us staying. The longer we stay, the more dangerous it gets." She continues to follow you.
I told you this wasn't a good idea.
Chris, make a perception check as you see these creatures just towering over you walk away. 23. Okay. So yeah, you hear in the distance some whispering. You know this to be Keisu, and you know exactly what she's saying. She's pleading Ninja to leave with her. Would you like to do anything else? Or you're just gonna continue to lay there as you hear, thoof, 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 just in the distance.
So they're gonna go further and further away.
Yeah. I'm just too lazy to show it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna wait till they're a fair distance away before I slowly crawl towards the tree line.
Okay, I'll say you just do that. So you move 15 feet. Okay. At this point, Ryan, what are you doing?
Do I see him crawling?
Make a perception check. No. The creatures keep grabbing your attention as they are humongous, and you're just kind of amazed, and you're thinking in your head, or make an insight check to see if you bought the death of Aldor.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah,
dead.
yep, he's definitely dead. To you, he is definitely dead.
Well, that's sad. He will be missed. Let's go.
Okay. So you join Casey, and then you guys start walking back. Since the tree line is relatively safe among these creatures, you guys start walking back. Chris, it takes you roughly like 30 seconds before you make it to the tree line, and at that point, I'm assuming you're gonna stand up.
Yeah.
Okay, so make a perception check to see if you can see them, or if you like a survival check to see if
If you survive.
That's the
if
same roll.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's the same
So which one would you like? Would you like to try to see them or track them? Which one would you prefer?
Okay, since I couldn't see them there.
Yeah, you couldn't see them there.
Track.
Track?
Nope, I can't find any tracks.
No, I'll say your D20, the first one, the 12, would be for the roll.
Okay.
That's why I gave you the option.
Well, it's the same +5.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take the 12, not the 18, not the 8.
Okay.
So you make it there, and yeah, you see one set of footsteps. You don't know whose they are, but you do see one set of footsteps leading off into the east. Do you follow it? Is my question.
Yes.
Okay.
I assume it's one of them, or it was us before we got here.
Okay, so going to get rid of these now. Clear the drawings. Okay, so for the sake of this, Um, you guys are traveling through the tree lines. Um, the whole time, Ryan, Casey's like talking to you, like, huh, I was expecting something bigger, like maybe like some kind of black explosion when the creature fell on him, but it was just nothing. Maybe it was just I was going crazy or something. He did hit me with a shield that day, as you guys are just walking.
Maybe he's just not dead.
Well, if that's the case, then I guess I I have to work on my apology.
Well, they don't think he knows that you exactly caused them to go over there yet.
That
Aside
is
from the fact that he's listening in on our every conversation.
that is very true. As they are continuing to walk, Curtis, make another survival check. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You you following the footsteps. You manage to made a few shortcuts every so often, and you see them off in the distance, roughly 15 feet away from you, just walking and talking. As you
Um,
as you
You know, and giggling is a little good.
yeah, giggling just a tad bit, as you can see that the footsteps that are being created is from Ninja, and
You
look,
call me fat?
huh?
You call me fat? That I'm the one
well,
leading
you
the
are
No,
larger
no,
than a human.
no. Being as perceptive as you are, you see that KSU being really fond of forest lands and fields, that her footsteps lead a very subtle hint, like she's quite light-footed. That's what you can get.
Anyways,
Yeah, you see them 15 feet away. Would you like to do anything else, or just
I'll just follow at my own pace. I'm sort of still recovering from that.
Okay.
16 points of damage.
Poor thing.
Okay, so
I would have killed you, Ryan.
I could heal you, but
No, you couldn't.
sure I could.
let's see. Uh,
I could heal you by hurting you so you no longer feel the pain of your previous wound.
okay, so as you guys are walking, I think so. As you guys are walking, Keisu hesitates for a moment. Did you hear that? And for you, Ninja, you didn't hear shit. Like maybe some like woodland critters. You hear some twigs breaking every so often, the brushing of leaves, but nothing out of the ordinary. You're in nature.
I believe it.
So you believe what she says, or
What,
you?
that she heard something?
Yeah.
I was like, what'd you hear?
And then she goes, shh. as Chris, you now see that they've stopped, 10 feet away from you.
I'll keep going.
You keep walking. Okay.
I keep walking.
Okay. So as you caught up, Casey goes, "Oh, it was you. Oh." as Brian, now you hear clank, 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 as you see Aldor, as you see Aldor holding onto his shield arm and dragging his foot along the grass.
Aw, poor Aldor. Sorry.
And
Aldor, you're alive!
And then Casey goes, "Oh, geez, what happened to you?"
What the hell do you think?
Like, I saw them retaliate, but I was not expecting it to be you. What did you do to them?
I'm going to keep walking.
Not saying anything. Just
No.
silence of this wood elf just continues to walk. And then Casey just looks at you, and she's like, "Do you think he knows?"
I do now.
No, here. Let's see. What's your passive perception?
13.
13. Yeah, you don't hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not over the sound of your metal clanking as you continue to walk.
Fair enough.
Well, I guess we're going home then. and then she catches up to you. She's like, do you need some help? To you, for some reason, this person who has despised you is now attempting to help you. I mean, you're a Nook and Cranny member. We look out for each other.
You're such a pessimist, Chris. Jesus.
I'm going to keep walking.
Not accepting their help. You're like, fine. And then she goes, fine. And then she darts further away from you. She's like, last one to the boat owes us dinner. And then she just darts.
Whatever.
So
Whatever.
Ryan, what would you be doing?
Well, I'm just like, what's up, man? Can I help? You need me to carry that shield for you?
I'm good.
Are you sure? I can
Yes.
help.
You're fine.
I tried.
So do you stay with him or do you continue onwards?
Yeah, walk alongside him.
Okay, so it takes
Continuously, hey, you okay, man? You sure you don't need anything?
It-
Can I?
it takes you guys like roughly like 3 hours. What originally took you guys 1 hour to reach this point.
God damn it, Chris! Why'd you have to get wounded?
To reach the cliffside that you guys climbed. Yes, you guys climbed a cliffside. You guys look over and you see KC just impatiently waiting at the boat, just kind of like tapping her finger along her arm as she is sitting crossed-armed and is currently like just sitting there impatiently. This drop is roughly like 20 feet down. You guys did climb up here via rope, but being as it may, Aldor is currently holding his arm and has a bad leg.
Well,
I ain't
I
climbing.
really feel your pain.
So Casey sees you guys and she goes, "How do you propose of getting down here?"
Could just push him.
You could, yes.
Roll him down the.
I look around for another way down.
Perception check.
Woo!
You see nothing.
You do see a pathway that leads down to a shoreline, along the beach side of this side. Words. Oh my god. But from where the boat connects, which is at the edge of a cliff, the beach does not reach out towards it. But you do see a way down, just not towards the boat. Yes.
All right. I tell Ninja. I tell them to pick me up over there.
Hey, how much do you weigh?
Not too much.
He's okay. Let's see. On top of his,
Unless you got a bag of holding, I ain't gonna work.
so being a woodland elf, several years old. I'll say you're roughly like 50 years old, but you're still looking like you're in your like mid-20s, and wear a donning chain armor, a shield, long swords, and some like a 50-pound bag of explorer's pack. He is roughly like 200 pounds with
Okay, how much
everything
does
that he
weigh
has.
without his crap.
Without all of his crap, he's probably like I want to say like 120, 130.
God, you're fat. Okay, never mind.
You are heavier than him, being a 6 foot tall tiefling.
I am not heavy. I'm only 100
Like no,
pounds.
145.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. You'll be roughly 120, 130, and and you weigh 255. That's what I have right here.
Me?
Yes,
I put 145.
I see 255.
Where'd you get 250 from?
I see 255 right here.
Probably plus like all my items and shit.
You do have a lot of shit on you.
Yeah. Alright, well, whatever.
Oh, you don't have an iron axe anymore. You gave that back.
Wait. Chris. Aldor. Hear me out. We're at the top of a hill, right?
A cliffside.
Oh, close side.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just gonna say you could put your shield on the ground and then, just kind of write it down, but if it's like a sheer cliff, I don't think it's gonna.
Well, I mean, so
I
yeah,
have a bad leg.
it's
No.
it's a cliffside to the boat, but a hill to the beach.
Alright, so slide down the hill.
towards the pathway towards the beach.
All right, so ninja climbs down the rope and do you tell Keisu that you'll pick him up over there or no? Well, because Keisu can't hear you guys from up there, because you guys are talking very subtly.
I think we're just gonna sail over there anyways. So
Okay, so you get on the boat and she looks at you. She goes, "Is he coming?"
like, yeah, he gonna be over there.
Okay, and then you both take a oar, and then you guys just start rowing over there. You guys get there before he does, as once more he's dragging his foot along the floor, and then you guys get to him, and then they leave a space for you at the very base of the boat, as they can clearly see you're not going to be the one that's rowing.
Nope.
So that you get on, and then you guys start rowing back towards Kiraimas. Um,
Okay.
Bring you back towards the map.
You fixed it? Ish.
Ish.
Not really.
Yeah. I haven't really done much. Don't mind the blue shield. The blue shield is my other party members.
You mean Linda and them?
Yes. This would be you guys. You guys travel through this lake. Along the way, you in the middle of the lake, you look towards Keisu, and she seems kind of on edge, kind of like concerned in a way. Ryan, what are you doing? Like, you're rowing, or would you like to be doing
Rowing the
anything?
friggin' boat. What,
You did-
what else am I gonna be doing?
Can
Okay.
I use my insight to determine her feelings?
Yeah, go for it.
Yay.
Try to like.
Very insightful.
20. Okay. Um, you can tell that she's a bit she's definitely concerned, right? As for your well being, but at the same time, she looks to be curious, as she did not see that dark image that she saw before when you're at your brink of death. Yeah, but
I
you
can't tell if she feels guilty or not.
no you can tell that she's concerned and curious at the same time.
Okay.
You have no idea why she's curious. You assume it's about the doctors, but as far as you know, she's concerned and curious.
Okay. Alright.
So, but before you know it, you guys make it to the docks. You guys tie the boat onto the docks, and you guys
Such creative storytelling.
and what would you guys like to do here? And the docks. No.
I'm going home.
You're going home.
Chris is gonna go nurse his wounds.
What would you like to be doing? Keisu says, I believe this calls for a celebration. You know, we completed a successful mission, you and I.
This is only 36 feet. Why did this take a day?
No, okay. You guys got there roughly 8 in the morning, right? You guys traveled inward, which took about an hour, right?
Yeah, it's an hour to cover 4 feet.
Shut the fuck up. It took you guys about an hour to travel inwards.
Not to scale.
The whole action itself, like with the whole stalking the creatures, taking notes of the creatures attacking Chris, took you guys roughly an hour or so on top of that. So that'll give
Like,
it
this
about,
island is like 7 feet long total.
yeah, you can lay down and reach the end. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that took, so it was about roughly 10 o'clock, and then it took you guys 2 hours. No, it took you guys 3 hours to get to the boat, and then another 30 minutes for Chris to get on the boat, and then took you guys 2 more hours to get back to the shoreline. So it's roughly like 3:30 by the time you guys make it to the docks.
Are you sure you saw what you think you saw?
I mean, at this point, Chris, you're pretty far away. As you're like, fuck this, I'm going home. So I mean, like, when he first came into the my room, I kicked him in the face. He's invading my personal space, and then we duked it out. We had several blows. I was winning. I was sure. He blacked out for a moment, and then he stood up, and I didn't know why he stood up, but he stood up. He didn't have any dark aura around him, but it was shocking for me. And then he more or less used his shield to punch me in the face. I flew out into the hallway and looked back into my room and see this dark aura surrounding him. And then he pulled out his sword, and I felt threatened, but I don't think he had the guts to do it. And then next thing I know, he bunted me in the face with the hilt of the sword, and I woke up tied to a chair in my own guild.
God, Eldor, you got some pretty kinky fetishes going on there.
At this point, Aldor,
I have no clue.
yeah, at this point, Aldor is like 30 feet away from you, just scraping along the edge. So it's like, I mean, like, it could have been me, right? I mean, I did get hit in the head with the shield,
yeah,
but
maybe you were just like suffering a concussion or something. Did you ever think about that?
well, I mean, no, I didn't really think about that being a possibility, but nonetheless,
Did you ever consider that you just tried to murder an innocent man?
no, it was just a joke. Like, I mean, you agreed. You, and she grabs like your waist, and she's like, you agreed that like this didn't mean anything. Like, if he died, this dark spirit would be replenished, and if he survived, then well, I just lost an enemy. Like this is all fine. I don't know why I should feel guilty. Why am I feeling guilty?
The only thing that I agreed with is that I like you grabbing my waist. But
and at that point, she backs up and she has her hands up in the air. She's like, "Whoa! Didn't know you swing that way."
but I said that I thought it was a terrible idea and you shouldn't do it.
Well, hold on. You said do whatever I feel best, so I assumed you agreed with me.
God, you're like every other woman except for me. You always listen to the first part that you want to hear and ignore the rest.
Fine. At this point, I guess we shouldn't celebrate our successful mission. At this point, I just kind of want to drink myself to death.
I don't recommend it.
and then she kind of starts walking ahead of you.
Look, listen, it's like it didn't work out, but maybe you didn't see what you thought you saw that day, and maybe you should just give him another try, another shot. Maybe you should just try assuming that he's a good person, and this dark aura isn't gonna try and kill you at any given point. Has it tried to kill you since then? Maybe it's because you kicked him in the face. You ever think about that?
She you catch up to her as you're saying this, and yeah, the message gets through, and you try to get a feel on her. If you want, you can make an insight check. Otherwise, it'll just be perception.
I'm sorry, that just sounds really weird.
What?
Do I successfully get a feel on her?
Like you know what I meant about her feelings. Jeez, go ahead and make a. You can either make an insight check or try to read her. 16 plus your insight -1, 15. You get that the message has been laid out. You understand that she's currently going through some process of thinking and of her actions. Yeah. But she still walks towards the pub, as she is still pursuing onwards to get a drink.
Uh-huh. Well, I'll go
Uh,
with her.
yes.
Make sure she doesn't get terribly drunk.
Okay, Chris, where would you like? You say you're going home. Like, are you going to the church or are you going to the guild?
The guild.
Guild.
Which the guild's closer, right?
Yes, the guild is closer. Yes.
Okay. I'll be back. I gotta go help my mom unload the kayak.
Okay, so you guys, so you make it to the pub, right? In which case you see several beings, you know, mainly humans, but you see some orcs, some tieflings, some khajiits, and
I'm assuming they're all sitting separate from each other.
not necessarily. Normally the humans stick together, and like the other inhuman beings stay collide with one another. But in this particular pub, they seem to be coexisting. Again, once more though, mainly the humans stay together, but that you do see some humans talking to like some elves and some khajiits and
Right.
some orcs and tieflings and whatnot. But for the most part, yeah, you for people who seem to be alone, the orcs, and it's kind of apparent why.
Because they're orcs.
Yeah. Casey then gets a seat next to the bar, and she asks for a beer. Uh, not not the best type of beer, because she's not really well funded, but she does get a beer. What would you like to do?
Hey, can I get some milk?
Some milk, and you look at, and the man behind the desk is like a 30-year-old human, black hair, mustache, and he looks at you. He goes, milk.
Nothing else interesting.
Aw,
Well, right now Ninja's getting milk at a bar. And
they don't got milk there.
Make it
no,
shop.
no, I mean we got milk. We normally mix it with other things. It's really rare that we get, you know. And then he gets a small cup, roughly the size of your hand, and fills it up with milk as he pours the beer in Ksu's hand.
What the fuck do tieflings even drink usually?
It's all your personal preference, yo.
Oh, okay, well then I don't know, just
Yeah.
glass of water for me, honestly.
Well, okay, so you're drinking
No,
the
milk's
milk.
fine. Milk's
Yeah,
fine.
you're drinking the milk, and yeah, it leaves you kind of like a mustache, and then you look towards Ksu, and then Ksu kind of like gives you a little chuckle, and you got a little something, and then you wipe it off. Chris, you make it back to the guild. Uh, you walk inside, and you see a person that you haven't met before. Um, he's a tiefling as well, and you're kind of getting annoyed of all the tieflings you're seeing. But this tiefling is stands about 6'7". He's a he's a red tiefling. He has white hair, yellow eyes. He's donning some type of scale mail, and you see on his waist two pairs of short swords, as he's looking at some papers in the guild next to the giant map of Kiraimus that the Nook and Cranny guild has explored. You see no sign of Anzin, and no other familiar faces. All you see is this man in the living
Did
room.
he notice me?
No, he's looking at pieces of paper along.
And the guild got some new couches and whatnot.
Yeah, everything's like well furnished, looking a lot better since the last time you came.
I lay down on one of the couches, face on my belly.
Oh jeez, what size are these?
Ah,
Yeah, I know,
What'd you do?
25. They're 25.
Jesus.
That's Chris laying down on a couch.
Chris, you are fat. I'm sorry.
Okay, 25, 25. So this is the couch that you're sleeping on. This man's over here. Oh, I already had you guys here. God fucking
Yeah.
dead.
me back.
Okay. So back at the pub, um, you're drinking your milk. You're drinking some water. Um, you see you look now. It's been roughly like 20 minutes, and you look now. And you see Ksu has gone through cups of beer. And she
That was fast.
and yeah, and she's starting her fourth.
Relax. It's okay. Take a pause. Have some milk.
Thank you. You hand her the milk and she grabs it and she says thank you and she drinks it and it's like ever like kind of sloppy. You do see like a little drizzle down her the side of her cheek, but she does get most of it and she's like I never thought I'd see the day where I'd attempt to murder an innocent man.
Don't necessarily know that he's innocent, but
Wait,
I
what?
think that you jump into conclusions.
You know, it's like for the moment I just really hated him. You know, like I felt cheated. You know, like have you ever played a game with Anzen? Like we're playing a game middle of cards, right? And he thinks he's sly. He pulls a card out of his sleeve, and he thinks he's slick. And I caught him on it. And he's not the most sneaky. But you know, I yelled at him. You're not supposed to cheat in a game. Yeah, and I just felt completely cheated. Like this guy just came out of the blue, invading the guild, possibly stealing whatever he wants, and he comes into my room, assuming to steal my works, and you know I had to defend myself. And
Did you ever think that maybe he was just a new recruit and got lost, and then you kicked him in the
look,
face?
I assume when there's a new recruit, there's paperwork. We've had this before. They've taken tests, but this guy, he just showed up. Anyways, I'm getting kind of hungry. Let's get some food up here. Chicken, please. And then she orders chicken. So Chris, you say you're laying down on your stomach on the couch. Oh, I assumed Chris was here.
Chris, yeah, I know he left again.
Oh, okay. So chicken, please, and the bartender behind is like, pulls the maid aside, and then she darts off into the kitchen. It'll be here in roughly 10 minutes. Oh, but I'm hungry now. Do you have anything to eat now? Like, oh, whoa.
And Chris died again? Oh my god.
Okay, so Chris, you said you're laying face down on the couch.
Yes.
Okay, so as you skid inwards, the man looks at you, goes, "Oh, hello there. Are you a guild member here?"
Where's Anzen?
Anson, the little gnomish fella.
Yes.
I was hoping you'd know where he is. I was looking for him as well.
Damn it.
Are you all right? You seem like you've taken a beating. Yeah, like he looks at you and like again you're donning some chainmail and he can't really see underneath your armor the bruises, but you are not bleeding. You're just severely wounded.
Bruised.
as you
Possibly a broken arm and a broken leg.
yeah and then he reaches into his belt, which has some pouches on it. He goes, here, and he holds out a healing potion. It's like, if anything, you know, like you seem to be having some rough day. I mean, at least something to give you a little pick me up. He hands you a healing potion.
I'll just sleep it off.
Why don't you just cast purification on yourself?
Because it doesn't do that much.
But
It's better than
deals
nothing.
A 300 damage, pure damage nuke to enemies around you and heals you.
Here's the problem, Ryan. I have lay on hands, not purification.
Well,
Ah,
sucks.
damn it! I
Not a two-handed hammer.
didn't save his stats. Or did I? Nope, I didn't save his stats. Fuck. Okay. So you say nah, don't worry about it. I'll just sleep it off.
Yes.
he pulls down his backpack, which was hanging along the wall, reaches inside. He goes, "Would you like a wine?" You look like you've been through some hell of a day.
I don't drink.
Turns out Chris has internal bleeding and is actually dying inside, and he refuses the poultice, and it causes his
and,
death.
and then he sits down next to you. He goes, "Well, at least take off your armor. I'm assuming you'd sleep quite comfortably without your armor on."
Fine.
And then like
Look
it,
at that, Chris. He wants you to get naked. This is probably like the only time in your life that's gonna happen.
it takes.
You know what, Ryan? If I can accept your relationship for what you two are trying to accomplish, I am fine with this.
It takes you roughly 15 minutes to take off your chainmail, being as it's strapped onto you, you know, making sure that it stays on, and
You're
it's
brutally wounded.
fairly loose, and yeah, you're severely wounded as this figure helps you. I am so mad that I don't have his name. I know it started with an E, but that's about it. I forgot to
Ezekiel.
say the fucking name.
Ezekiel.
No.
It's a different guy.
Damn.
I'm gonna.
What do you have the hots for Ezekiel or something?
No, that was just the first E name that came to my mind.
I'm gonna keep randomizing until I see an E name. But he sits next to you, and like he can clearly see now all your wounds, and he's like, "Oh dear God, what happened?
Ask Keisu.
Who's Kisu?"
God damn it.
Yeah, yes. So you say that out loud, and it's like, yeah. Do you know you don't know the whereabouts of Anson? he
No.
he owes me quite a sum of money.
How much exactly?
You looking now closer at him at his attire, and you see some like gem works being worked on his armor, and like on like the swords themselves, they seem to be like gemmed with some rubies. And then he looks at you and he goes, "Quite a hefty sum." we had
How much?
we had a game of
A hefty sum.
we had a game of chance at a nearby or not necessarily nearby. It's about 2 days travel walking, a day's travel on horseback to the east, towards the past the Emerald Forest, where I met him in this in the Fey village, which is a village over there.
2 days ago.
It was a 2 days walk.
Okay. Alright.
Or 2 days run, whatever, on feet. 2 days on foot. That's where me and him met. You know, he seemed like a quite of a lively fella, and he seems rather honest. So we played a game, and God, he sucks.
I could have told you that.
How long have you known Anson? It was
About 4 days.
really. Dear God, he just seems to be like making friends. Just seems to be like his livelihood. Okay. You seem like a nice guy. He owes me 150 gold.
It's not as bad as I thought.
Oh yeah, no, not bad at all. I'm sure you
Well,
just have that laying around.
Here we go. Ulysses, or how did I pronounce it? Ulysses. I'll just say Ulysses. Ulysses is fine.
Ulysses?
Yeah, sure. I'll say Ulysses. Sure.
Ulysses?
That's what actually one of my friends. Man, I was trying to stay away from him. Whatever. Yeah, Ulysses. Oh, by the way, my name's Ulysses, and you are
Aldor.
Aldor, nice to meet you. Um, yeah.
I always like to know the names of the people that I will be extracting my debt from.
No, I don't expect you to pay for anything that Anzen owes me. Being as I made at you, I've only known him for 4 days. It'd be really unfair. But seeing that he has this giant estate, I assume he will have my money here.
Nope.
What do you mean, no?
This was all a gift from the queen.
A gift? And how did he get this gift?
We saved her kid.
How's he supposed to pay me back?
Get another gift from the queen.
Well, if he sells enough wood carving commissions, he'll get enough.
You and I both know his wood carving business isn't going to go anywhere.
It's been increasing.
Yeah, the outlook. Oh wait, I'm not there. Never mind.
I'll say in like after 10 minutes of waiting for the chicken, you guys eat. Would you want to order anything?
What? Nah, I'm just gonna eat her chicken.
You're just gonna eat with her chicken. Okay. So yeah. So you guys eat. It takes you roughly 30 minutes to eat as she is slowly getting even more drunk. Even though you're like trying to like sober her up with some milk and water, but she still continues to
Water
drink.
it down a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's like every half bottle of beer is filled with water and milk, but she goes through like another one more, her last fourth bottle before she finishes, and then it takes you another like 20 or so minutes before you reach back into the guild hall. And but you don't make it back in time yet. But as you two are talking, Chris and Ulysses, um, you see the door opening, in which case Anzen walks through as he's dusting off his as he's dusting off his robes and cleaning up his armor, and he looks up and goes, oh, you, hi. And Ulysses looks at it and goes, so I heard that you got this estate as a gift, and from this man, this Aldor. Well, by the way, he's a great man. That you are broke. And then Anson like looks nervously side to side. He's like, haha, hey, I'm trying. and then he looks at you, Aldor. He's like looking at you of like more or less fucking, what's the word?
Bedroom eyes.
You can tell he's mad at you, but he's trying to look discreet. Yeah. And then, hey, if you want, I could help you in other means.
Jesus, I was right.
I'm no, I mean, I'm an explorer.
Oh God, it's getting worse.
I explore, and I've been in several places, into every nook and cranny, as this guild is so called. And then
Chris, run.
Ulysses.
He's honest about it.
and yeah,
Judging by your armor, I'm really guessing that 150 gold is just a drop in the bucket for you from the looks of it.
well, I mean, 150 gold is still 150 gold, sir. It's a debt that has to be paid.
I mean, I can understand if you were from a banking company, yes, that you gotta pay it.
Well,
to
now
keep
that you
your,
mention it.
you gotta pay your debts to keep your reputation, but he's worthless. I'll make sure every piece of coin that he gets is put away until it can be paid to you.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion +3.
Not persuaded.
he looks at you, and his yellow piercing eyes, right, looks into you as he's trying to get a read on you. You are going to watch this gnomish man. I'm a halfling. And you're gonna make sure he pays his debt. That
Yes, sir.
well, you seem like a good man.
He's not.
You're not
He's
there.
got black. He's got black inside.
You're not there. Well, you seem like a good man.
I'm the
my-
conscience.
Shush. I take out my holy symbol and say, I swear by everything I believe is holy.
Oh, well, that's completely unnecessary. And then you just say it, and then he goes, "Oh, well, I have to take your word on it at this point." Well, the Fayville. Anzin, I'm assuming you remember where it is. Yes. The the Laughing Nymph. Am I correct? Yes, I will be staying there, and I expect my money to be there. When should I be expecting it, Aldor?
Just send us a letter on your location updates. It will take him a while.
Oh, I'm gonna be there for a while.
Okay, we'll try to get it to you within this year.
This year.
Seems legit. I'd go for it.
You know how his business is.
Looks at Anzin. Looks at you. 6 months.
Okay.
And then you two shake hands, and then he looks back at Anzin and he goes, "Take care of this one. He's a good man." And he has one hell of a beating. And then he walks out the door as he brushes over Anzin's shoulder. And at this point, Ryan, you and Casey walk up. You
Yay! I made it.
yeah, you're kind of holding Casey up, but she seems to be standing as you see this 6'7" tiefling, white hair, yellow eyes walking by, and he looks at you and he gestures to you in a good manner, and then continues to walk by unless you want to interrupt anything.
You have no reason to bug him. Why bug him?
He's your conscience. So yeah, what are you doing? You see this man and you just
I walk over. I'm like, hey, what up? What up, my homies?
and funny enough, after giving you this gesture, he holds out a fist and you bump it, and you guys just go your separate ways. And
We bros now.
KC being around your shoulder, he's like, "Is that a tiefling thing?"
This is how bros do.
and you come inside and you see Anzin tending to Aldor's wounds.
You're still wounded? What the hell?
And then yeah, Anzin's like, "Oh my god, what happened to you?" Like, were those creatures that bad? Like,
It was a little baby thing.
like, and then like, yeah, you can see now, like, he's like bandaging you. He's tying like several wood pieces that he pulled out of his bag to your arm to make sure like it heals properly. Your leg is fine. It's just really bruised and was numb along the way here. And then he's like, do you see why I hoped you guys accompany Casey to this mission? If she was by herself, I don't know what would have happened. And then he sees you guys coming. He goes, "Oh, I'm so happy you guys are here. Oh my gosh." Thank God you guys were looking out for this elf, man. Man, if it wasn't for you guys, I'm pretty sure he'd be dead. I'm so happy you pulled him out of some kind of wreckage of sorts. And then Casey just kind of, yeah,
No,
yeah, that's what we did.
Nope.
he was trying to use his shield as a surfboard, and it didn't work out. So
Make a deception check. +4. Okay.
Lies and slander.
And Anson looks back at you. He goes, I thought you, of all people, would know better than to go surfing on a shield. Especially when you're on a mission. You're supposed to be.
Mature bodyguard. I
I
told him
don't
I'm
need
not-
this from you. We have 6 months.
Wait, what? Oh, Anson? I
And
don't know
yeah,
what you're talking about.
and
I just
and
got here.
and Anson kind of like stands up for a moment. And he's like, don't tell anyone.
Oh, 6 months? You pregnant
Who else do
finally?
you owe?
No one. I swear.
Who else do you owe?
Roll for intimidation. Roll
Yeah.
for intimidation.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. With
+3.
with disadvantage because you are severe.
To me.
You are severely wounded.
Well,
That's
no, because that would make it more intimidating, right?
no. Oh my god, you got the same thing? Holy shit. Okay,
Do you want
okay.
a bonus?
So no, as a ruling for I forgot to address this, but if you are at a disadvantage and you roll the same thing, it counts as a success. If
Nice.
if you are at an advantage and you roll the same thing, it counts as a crit.
Nice.
So you
okay.
have more chances and everything. So yeah, so it counts as a success. So he kind of like shrivels a bit. Goes, I swear to you, Aldor, I owe no one anything except for Ulysses. I swear. Judge, well, I may owe Ninja like 5 gold, but she's here. Don't worry. You know.
You owe me 5 gold?
I think I was pretty drunk.
Oh, yeah. You owe me money, man.
Persuasion.
No. Since Anson thoroughly believes he owes you money. So yeah, you intimidate him and yeah.
Larger debts first.
How about close friends first, and then we'll get to the larger parts.
And then Anson reaches into his pouch, and then he pulls out what seems to be a transparent egg. Like it's completely see through, and on the inside you see a spider, and it seems to be encased in some kind of crystal egg. And he goes, I stole this from my cave. We believe a spider, a giant spider, was eating the villagers, the residents, and we went to go stop it, but she got away. So in return, I took this because I figured it had some value. Since I figured it had some value, I got it appraised, and it's worth like 30 gold. So
Some bitch.
I guess I will put this in the treasury for him, or do you think I should just try to sell it? And you of all people would know that I'm not that great of a merchant, even though I'm trying. Okay.
That's all anyone can ask of you.
At this point, Casey just trips through the doors into the training room. And, oh, Casey, is she all right?
She'll be fine. She just needs some sleep.
Okay. So, are we selling this, or am I giving it to him? Do you think he'll be okay with something like this? He was there when we helped, but he was there.
I don't think he'd be okay with it.
So try.
Maybe he will. How are you gonna know unless you try, huh? Yeah. Maybe he
Because
really
if
wants
we
this
have
spider.
the right
And-
buyer, we'll get more than
And this is why I
Gonna get a
love.
gold horse.
Anzin backs up and stands next to Ninja and points at him like, and this is why he's in a Nook and, or she's in a Nook and Cranny guild. Cause you try, you explore things, literal and metaphorical.
We explore things. That's what we do here.
And rack up debt.
Hey, that's not that's
No, no,
we're
no,
not
no.
going there.
That's that. That is just me. I don't know about you guys, if you guys know anything, but that is just me.
Yeah. I don't
The
know
guild
nobody.
is only as great as its leader.
What's the point?
Shit. he's kind of looking down.
I think our leader's pretty great.
Thank you, Ninja.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna listen to Aldor and try to sell this egg. And then
Outdoors are okay. Whatever. I don't even care.
he turns to the door.
I don't know too much about Kyramus, but there's not a lot of trade going on here.
It's because you don't know the black market, like I do.
And then Anzin turns around once more and goes, well, we are the center of enterprise, really. A lot of people come and go through here with trade offers. I remember you being in the marketplace, and you vividly remember that there are several tradesmen here. Aside from the shops, there are several people just like laying and sitting on the ground with their wares, trying to sell whatever they can. Um, but just like before, you know that the guard, the security in this behind these in this city is very thin compared to the trade. Yeah, so you would know that much, and Anzin would remind you of that.
Okay.
And he goes, I'm pretty sure there's some type of poor soul that would buy this for 50 gold pieces. Anyone want to help, or am I doing this on my own?
You're on your own. Man.
Oh,
This can wait till tomorrow. We have 6 months.
Yeah. What's his face? Aldor's. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's tired.
at this
I
at
just got back from drinking at a bar.
yeah, at this point it's
No, you got back from accompanying Keisu at drinking at a bar.
I drank at the bar. Just because I drank
okay.
doesn't mean that I didn't drink.
Okay, Chris, you know that Ryan's not intoxicated, but Aldor does not know anything about Ninja right now. Because as of right now, Aldor could care less about them.
Yep.
But roughly right now, it's like roughly 6 p.m. And then yeah, and then Anzin's like can't let the day go to waste, and then he just leaves, and then he closes the door and then opens it once more. Oh, by the way, there was a little girl here for you.
Okay.
I believe I
Anzin.
sent her out, but I can't remember if I was supposed to keep her here or not.
I told you should have stayed.
And then
Okay.
and then he closes the door behind him, and then you guys, it's just you two now in this room
I choose to sleep
on the couch.
on the couch. I ain't moving.
Because there is a bed chamber, like right over here.
Nope. Keisu's
much
in there.
All right, Ryan, what would you like to be doing?
What's up?
What would you like to be doing?
What time is it?
Roughly 6 p.m.
Alright, it's 6 o'clock and I'm hammered on milk, so can I just like chill and watch TV for a bit? Is that a thing I can do?
No.
There is no TV. You're fairly new to this estate. Again, you've only really seen this first area. You've never actually explored inwards.
Can I just like chill in my room and like read books and increase my knowledge and shit?
No, it doesn't work like that. Unless you have like a
It
magical
increase
book.
your stats, you have to spend 1 year's worth of studying.
Yes.
All right, well, I'll start. I'll start now.
Okay, so make a survival check for directions.
Or
12.
he can just ask.
No. I mean like cause you just clunk out on the couch. You're like.
Honestly, okay, he's on the couch, right? Is there like a chair next to it or anything?
There. Okay, the couch is what he's on. Across from him is another couch. In the corner are two chairs, and on the east side is this fireplace. This is a table which has papers on it, and
Well, I'll just go chill on the other couch, and like eventually, I'm sure I'm gonna fall asleep too, because we just got back from a fucking adventure. So
okay. So okay. So you lay on the couch and you pull out your Necronomicon and start reading it as
My
you
black grimoire.
yes, and you start reading it and before anything you doze off, but both of you make a perception check with a disadvantage because you guys are sleeping.
I told you, man, the ghost is gonna come kill us.
So Aldor got
7, Ryan 12, or
Ryan roll again.
I rolled 14.
Yeah, the
14 and 12.
yeah, no, 12 was for survival. 17 and 14, so you got 14, you got 9, you got 7. So Aldor doesn't wake up, but Ninja, if you choose to wake up, you hear the door open.
God, it's the zombie. The zombie, he's very persistent.
If you choose to wake up, otherwise you're just going to continue sleeping. You do hear it.
Then I'll wake up.
Okay. And you look and you see Anzin walking in.
The fuck, Anson? Sleeping here.
And he's like, "Oh, jeez, I'm so sorry."
Yeah, you're damn right you are.
And then he sees Aldor. He's like, "Oh, jeez." And he walks over to you. He goes, "You know we have beds, right? You don't have to sleep on the couch."
Take me to them.
Okay, come on this way. And then you stand up, and you didn't really quite notice before, but as you stand up, Anzin is barely up to your waist.
At his kneecaps.
Yeah, no, his hair goes past your waist. His forehead is underneath your hip.
Well, I knew he was a short piece of shit.
And then you guys travel in, and you come inside. You as soon as you come inside, you clearly see several beds with foot lockers at the foot of them, and coming inside, you instinctively see Keisu currently just knocked out on the bed, still donning her armor. And then Anzin looks up, and he's like, "Yeah, we have a problem with drinking." But go ahead, pick a bed. Make sure you fix it up when you wake up. You know, we don't actually have this many guild members, but yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna go upstairs. If you need me, I'll be upstairs. And then he just
Directions upstairs.
Actually, near Punk. On this one.
the quickest way to upstairs is up here.
Okay. Bye bye.
Okay, so as you guys get your rest, Chris, you wake up with exhaustion since it was pretty uncomfortable sleeping in your armor. It's
No, I took it off.
oh yeah, that's right, yeah, that's right.
Take it off.
That's right. Yeah. You took it off. Yeah, and you guys wake up the following morning. It's roughly 7 a.m. at this point, and you wake up and you are by yourself, and
Like a loser.
yeah, and then Ninja, you wake up and you smell some type of cooking. It seems to be some type of meat and eggs and possibly some bread.
Yeah, but just say it's bacon.
Coming from over here.
Food.
That was amazing. So in here you see Keisu cooking, and you see like her hair is like really messed up and like pulled back in like a short ponytail as her hair barely reaches past her shoulders.
God, you look sexy. Feed me.
Are you actually saying that?
The feed me part, yeah.
Okay. And then she hesitates for a moment and she looks at you. She goes, "Oh, God, Ninja, you scared me." And
What the fuck? I walked into the room selling food. How did that scare you?
I am suffering from a hangover. Please. and
It's
you,
okay. Here, come here. I'll take care of you. Here, go lay down. I'll finish cooking.
you well, okay. And then she sits down at one of the dinner tables, and you come over, and yeah, you see there's some sausages, there's some eggs, cooked into one, like it was chopped off into pieces, like it's kind of like a meat omelet, and you do see some like tomato and some onion splashed in it, but it was made for one person. Yeah. As you continue to cook, make a survival check to try to cook it. Luckily for you, since it's almost done cooking, you have a fairly low chance of failing.
1. I burned it.
No.
It was 15, 14.
Yeah,
No,
mine-
no, you're good.
14.
You're good.
It's burned.
No, you. I mean, like it's kind of brown, but it's not dark. And you pull it back and you hand it to Keisu, and she's just like sitting with her arm, with her hand on her.
She doesn't care what it looks
Yeah,
like.
with her arm on her face, and she's like, you can clearly see she has a headache, and she's like, "Oh, thank you, Ninja," and then she takes it herself. And if you want to cook for yourself, you take another roll.
Yeah. Doug. Can I have some?
And she she looks at you. She goes, "You can't cook for yourself?"
I could try.
Make a persuasion check. Make a persuasion check.
I rolled a 20.
Nice. So so she looks at you and she goes, "Here, come on, sit next to me." And then she cuts the omelet uh, directly in half, and then she scoots one over. But since there's only one spoon, you kind of just like hold in your hand. You would hold in your hand, or pick at it because it's too hot, and then you would start eating. Chris, what would you be doing? You don't smell the food, but you are alone in this living room.
I
You,
assume at some point the fire went out.
yeah, and you see along the wall, your armor was hanged up by someone.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's
Okay.
there's like a noose around your armors where your neck would be, so like you get the feeling someone doesn't like it.
And you can see on your shield there's a huge dent in it.
Yikes. Let's restart the fire.
Okay, make a survival check. It takes you like a minute or so, but luckily for you, like there are still some embers in it, and you manage to get some more dry wood and just toss it in there, and the fire starts. Um, in which case, with you, oh geez, I'm stretching him. Anzin, as distorted as he is, walks in. Like I said, I stretched him instead of I stretched him instead of moving him by accident.
Yeah, put him on like one of those torture racks from like the menu page.
Yeah, and Anzen walks in with a plate, and he goes, hey, you're awake, and he sees you. At this point, you just currently ignited as the fire comes back on. He goes, and you see Anzen turn around, and you see Anzen carrying some food towards you. He goes, hey, I brought you some breakfast. I figured you wouldn't be up for walking all the way over there, so. And you look at yeah, you look at some bacon and toast, and then he hands it to you as you start eating.
Yes.
And then he goes, so uh, who was that little girl that came the other day?
I helped her out. She was being bullied.
Right. That was the reason why I came up to you in the first place. Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
I am quite the forgetful one. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
do do you know what she wanted with you, or
I'm not too sure.
like, okay, like she's not like your long lost daughter or anything, right?
No.
Okay, good. Um, by the way, and he pulls out
You have a long lost daughter?
no, he pulls out
That's why she's lost.
a bag a bag, and he puts it next to you, and he goes, I sold the egg, 45 gold pieces.
Okay.
Look,
It's a start.
I'm like almost a third of the way there. Come on, smile. You're not
I give him a stern look.
you're not smiling.
It's totally smart.
Yeah, go back to eating my food.
Yeah, and at this point, you two,
Wait,
Ninja Casey, what?
how much HP did I recover?
You had a long rest, so you're fully healed.
So I'm fully healed.
Yeah,
Those bruises are still gonna hurt.
yeah. The bruises are still apparent, but like they're the type of bruises to the point where you're like, oh, I could just push through this.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so at this point, Ninja and Keisu finished up, and then she's like, I'm not quite full yet, but I'm quite satisfied. You know, having breakfast with a friend, you know, does fill you up quite a. But what would you guys like to be doing from here on in?
I'm going to rest for the rest of the day.
What a weirdo.
Or since the little girl came by, I might as well wait for her.
And she never comes by again.
So what are you doing, Ryan?
I'm eating M&M's. I don't know.
You're still eating. Okay, I'll just say for the sake of this, yeah, you reached over, grabbed the banana as Keisu is like, thanking you for giving her an audience at this breakfast, as you just reach over, grab a banana, and you're like, huh? And she just kind of laughs, and then like grabs some fruits from along the way and just starts eating as well.
Seems legit.
Anzen at this point, he's like, well, can't stay cooked up in here all day now, can we? And then
I beg to differ.
he starts to leave, and he goes, well, if you need me, I'll be. And he takes out a compass and spins it,
That way.
and it spins for like a good minute or so before it slows down and stops. I'll be southeast.
Okay.
and then he leaves as he gestures outwards. And
Can
then
I leave the gold here?
yeah, no, he plopped the 45 gold pieces onto you.
Okay.
Yeah. So you could choose to either keep it or put it in the vault. And from what you know, the vault is south of you. Over here with barrels. You got barrels over here. You got Anzen's quarters right here. You have.
Is there a hidey place I can put it on the fireplace? Like, is there
the
pots or vases
okay,
or something?
so Anzin barely being like 2'6", you can easily just put it over the on top of the fire pit, and he will not be able to reach it.
The thing is, I don't want other people to find it.
Yeah, yeah, but there's no place around the fireplace to put it. I mean, like you have like the forks and everything that you could put in there, but it will be apparent. You do see some pictures posted on top of the fireplace, and it's just a picture of Kirimus really. Um, you recall down here there are 6 desks. You have no idea what they're used for. You remember reading up on some papers on there of like places that people's been, but as far as you know, no one owns these desks.
How often is laundry done?
Looking back in here, you see it's done quite frequently. Like everyone normally tends to their own laundry, and as of right now, you see a male figure's laundry, not Anzin size, but human size.
Because I was thinking just hiding it in a barrel, in the wash barrel. No, alright, I'll go put it in the vault.
So where exactly? Like, because again, you have storage rooms here, barrels here, Anzin's quarters here, desks here. You haven't examined this area as well. You could bring it downstairs if you'd like.
No, no. Um, let's go to Anzin's quarters.
Okay.
Study.
Okay. So you come over there, and you see the nice velvet rug that he has placed on the ground, bordered with some type of with like some type of like goldish fabrics. It's not exactly gold, but it's yellow. And you see his desk, and his desk is really neat. On top of his desk is a feather and quill. Do you look what he has written down, or what are you doing?
No, that's fine.
You're in his quarters. So.
Is there a place up high in here that I can place it?
Looking
I'm
at
guessing not.
looking around, you could probably put it like in between a torch and like one of the torch handles and the wall, and he probably can't reach it unless he moved over the chair that's at his desk.
Are the floors wood or stone?
It's stone. The floor is stone.
Damn, not enough time to dig a hole and hide it underneath the rug. Does he keep a ledger? So I want to look through his desk.
Okay, make a perception check or investigation. Investigation.
Why do you gotta be such a creeper?
It's 0
14.
plus 0, 14. Looking through his desks, and on the paper on top, you do see like he's writing stories about his adventures, like where he's been, like especially on the one on top is the Faybill, and the spider the spider queen that he fought, the band adventures that he banded with to help try to relinquish the spider, and the several horrors that was dawned upon this village as they have found mingled bodies throughout the forest. Um, digging into his desk, you find the deed to the guild, signed and written by the Queen of Kirimus, Erie, or
Okay, so we
yeah.
don't touch that one anymore. We put it back where we found it.
Yeah, and then like you see like her fine handwriting is quite elegant, as Anzin's handwriting is not to par. You can clearly tell it's
Okay,
Anzin.
so
Yeah.
I convolute some way to hide the gold behind the deed.
Okay. Okay. So.
One that was hiding in plain sight, you know.
Yeah. I mean, like the deed was in one of the drawers. and within the drawers there are some papers, and then you picked up some of the papers, you read through them, and again once they're just more adventures of Anson. But you stick the coins underneath the papers, and light the paper back on top, making it look inconspicuous as possible.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, we're done here.
Uh, in which case you two.
You
So Keisu looks at you, Ninja, and she's like, "Hey, do you mind if you spar with me for a bit? I've never actually seen you fight, and I'd love to have a nice fight with you." Is he gone? Is he gone?
Ryan.
Oh well. Okay, so what would you like to do, Chris?
I'm gonna go back and sit on the couch.
Okay. So you sit back on the couch, you examine your wounds, and they seem to be healing quite lovely. And once more, you just feel the bruises, and you're like, yeah, I've been through worse. And then you hear dunk 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 as it's emanating from the door.
I open the door.
You open the door, and yes, you see the little girl that you helped almost a week ago.
Alright, I'm back. Did I miss anything?
Yes.
Everything.
Okay.
But
So
it doesn't matter because you don't need to know where the gold is hidden.
yeah, it's fine. So Keisu asked if
Challenge you to the fist fight.
yeah, no, asked you to spar with her, as there are wooden weapons around this room, and she's never seen you fight, and she was just curious, honestly curious. Did he leave again? Hello?
Yeah, stupid fly.
Well, where's Ryan? That's all I'm assuming.
Yeah, I know, but
He went silent after I told him what happened. Oh, there he goes.
oh, he died.
Okay.
He died. You're alive. You're
Alright.
still dead.
Yeah, you're. I think you muted himself. That would be hilarious.
He's not muted. Now he is. Now he's not. Obviously, you can hear us since you muted yourself.
Yeah. If you're happy, yeah, you know it, clap your hands. You're not happy.
That was me.
That was pitiful. Oh,
Oh, I see a little green circle.
say something
which means
beautiful.
something's working.
Say something beautiful. Static. Just superhero static shock. What? More static. Silence.
I like Static Shock.
Yeah, it was a good series. I loved it. And you know, like being as a kid, you know, it was really nice to see like a teenager be a hero. Yeah.
The rage.
Yeah, that's why like Teen Titans was like such a great thing too.
And it ended okayly.
Yeah, but still, it's better than Teen Titan Go. So
Yes.
click click
Eh,
click
I'd
click
say
click.
almost anything on Cartoon Network is better than Teen Titans Go. But there's some stuff on there.
I think I want to say Clarence is the worst one
Clarence,
yeah.
yep.
out of the group. Adventure Time, I heard. I haven't heard watched Adventure Time in a while, and I heard that it's getting better.
It's getting better.
Mm-hmm. And just so you guys know, I'm recording all this, and I'm probably gonna edit. I'm probably gonna edit this part out. Yeah, we don't know what's going on with you, Ryan. Like, what the fuck? You just stopped.
Restart your computer. Or close or restart Discord. I'm expecting him to type something.
Eventually. Oh, well, let's just continue this while we wait instead of talking about cartoon. So yeah, you walk over, you open the door, and yeah, you see the little girl that you helped weeks ago. Just a reminder, her name is Yuka. Yuka. Yuka, yes.
Yuka.
Yeah. And as you're looking at her with her black hair, yellow eyes, very shy look as she is 10 years old and still holding this bag in her arms. She has what seems to be a long sleeve black tattered shirt. No one cares about your shitty pay to win game. Okay.
What?
I don't know. That's what Ryan said. I don't know. And yeah. So she has the same tattered clothing that she was wearing before, and she is barefooted, and she looks up at you and she goes, "Oh, you're finally here."
I'm sorry, I had other things to tend to.
Yeah. The old man at the church, he told me to come here, and you just were never here.
I'm sorry.
Um, I I know I said thank you to you, but I can't recall getting your name.
Aldor.
Aldor. Uh, one, once again, thank you for saving me. Uh, may I come in?
Of course.
Okay,
So, show her in.
and then she walks in, and she instantly runs over to the fire, and as she tries to warm herself, and you get the idea that she's been on her own for quite some time. And the fact that these assholes that you saw in the beginning of this campaign was beating up on her, trying to steal this item from her.
I need to go grab a fly swatter because this fly is driving me crazy.
Okay, go make a d20 roll. Roll the stats here.
Alright, so she's had a rough life.
Yeah, she's had a rough life, and yeah, you feel some type of anger towards the guys who are beating up on her, especially now knowing that she's probably been on her own. So yeah, you see that she runs up directly next to the fire and tries to warm herself, and then after she gathers herself, she looks at you once more. She goes, uh, I I remember you asked to see what I was holding, and I didn't really trust you then, and I feel bad. I
Oh, it's okay.
Well, you saved me. Out of all the people, you saved me instead of joining in and trying to take this away from me. Everyone else just stood and watched, so I'm scared. But I feel like it's fair for you to see this, and then she uncovers and it is an egg. It's a white egg, and it seems to be quite reflective upon the fireplace lighting upon it, and it does give out a really gentle glow, a radiant glow. Um, I've been holding this for some time. It's quite precious to me. I hope one day that it hatches and I get the chance to take care of it.
Where did you get this?
Um, Nowhere. I I found it at on the ground. You could clearly tell she's lying.
Yes. Yes.
And
Okay, so recalling back, using my knowledge that I picked up from white dragons.
um
Uh,
this this egg this egg is definitely resemblance of a white dragon egg. Most times dragon eggs do resemble what color they are,
uh-huh.
but but for like the lesser dragon beings like kobolds and dragonborns, they're born in a more what's the word, starts with M, in a more humane way, not as an egg.
Wait, what? A more
Humane, yeah. The
humane.
yeah. So yeah, so most times yes, the eggs do resemble what kind of dragon is residing inside. But for you, make a survival check.
Survival. Okay. Boop. Damn it.
Yeah, you have no idea what type of egg this is, especially the fact that a 10-year-old girl is holding it within her arm and a compass about her chest. Just think of like Monster Hunter when you're carrying an egg.
Okay.
It's about that size. Yeah, it's about that size, but it seems to be light since she's able to carry it with no problem.
Hmm. Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, so she told you she found it on the ground, but you obviously know she's lying.
Yeah, but I'm not going to press her. No.
Okay.
Because that's rude.
Um, but by the way, that church that you brought me to,
Mm-hmm.
um, do is that your church or because if it is, then I will visit it more often. You know?
No,
Hope.
it's not mine, but I stayed there when I first got into this town.
Oh. Oh. Well, I guess I should still go there because he seems like a really nice man.
He is. He is.
Um. I, I don't know what else to say really. I just really came to say thank you to you once more. And as she pulls out the health potion that you gave her, and she still hasn't used it. It looks like she kept it as a treasure.
Hello?
Oh my God! Right, you're alive.
No.
You're so far away.
Okay, so what happened was for some reason the mic on my headset isn't working.
What?
It stopped working, and it's a brand new headset, which is pissing me off.
Is it
Um,
disconnectable?
No, well, like, so I've tried, like, I turned the mic off, I turned it back on, I restarted my computer, so I don't know what the hell's up with it because it was working fine earlier.
That
Um,
sucks.
so right now I have the webcam mic on, but I'm actually going to turn it back off really quick so then I can keep working and see if I can get this to work again.
Okay. Anyways, Alvin,
Oh shit! What was I saying?
the little girl doesn't know what else to say.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know what else to say. I just mainly came here to say thank you to you once more. Oh yeah, she pulled out the potion, and you can see that it hasn't been touched really, and she's been keeping it as a treasure, as a reminder of who saved her. And then she looks at you and she goes, I don't want to keep this. I figured it's better off with you, but I'm pretty sure you're just gonna give it back to me. And then she puts it back into it. Yeah. And then she holds up the egg. She goes, "Do you want to hold it?"
Sure.
Yeah. So you hold it, and holy fuck, it's a lot heavier than you thought. Like this 10-year-old little girl was holding it for so long, and like you're after carrying it, you feel it's like roughly 10 pounds. You were expecting like 5 at most.
Yeah.
But yeah, boom, and feeling on the inside, you feel movement.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Oh no.
you feel
I'm not
movement.
ready to be a daddy.
uh, but yeah, it's a it's a shining egg.
Okay, since I'm holding it, can I get a better insight check on it?
Insight check.
Or,
Like
whatever.
What are you trying to find? Like
I'm still trying to. What did I roll for last time?
for
Determining if it was a dragon egg or not.
Oh, okay, yeah. Go for it.
+5. Damn it. I got a concussion.
No, getting a closer view, and you know, lifting it up and examining it, you you do see a serpent serpent like entity within the egg, but whether or not it's a dragon, you don't know, but it is a serpent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is a serpent.
So I give it back to her and tell her to try to keep it warm.
I always do, and she puts it back in the bag, and then she holds it once more or less caressing it. And she looks at you. She goes, "So, if you don't mind, I'd like to accompany you today if you're doing anything."
No, right now I'm doing nothing in particular. We just got back yesterday.
Oh, where'd you go?
Where'd we go, Alvin?
Emerald Forest.
We went over to the Emerald Forest.
You went over to. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking of a reply. My bad. I had like a huge giant brain fart. Holy fuck. So, oh, the Emerald Forest. I've been there.
You have?
Yeah. There's like these plant life there that I ate. It was kind of glowing. It was nice. That's what attracted me to it. And when I ate it, I felt just a little bit stronger. Yeah, it was nice.
Okay.
Uh,
So I tell her what we went to go do, but I don't tell her that how I got hurt or nothing like that.
that you got severely fucked up. Yeah, at this point, she still hasn't seen your shield, so she has no idea of the troubles that you've been in.
Yeah.
So doctors, those are amazing. I always wanted to ride one, but they seem too scary to get close to.
Now our guild member K-Su's pretty brave.
Who?
But
I'll just say.
go introduce her.
Yeah, I'll just say that they have been fighting it out. Ryan, since I don't know if you can hear me now or not, whatever, because I can't hear you. But you've been fighting Casey. You guys have been sparring, and she's been getting a gist of how good you fight on your own with a melee weapon. What you do end up sending some spells her way, and then she realized that you are a spellcaster. You, Chris, Aldor, and Yuka come in through the door, and they see the midst of the fight as let me roll die. Hold on. As Ninja is leaning over her with a wooden sword pointing at her, and then Casey just kind of like smiles and is like, well fought. And at this point, she notices you guys, and she goes, Aldor. And she stands up and like dusts herself. And then Ryan looks up at you and goes, who's that?
This is the little girl I told you about. Her name is Yuka.
And then she just like, hi. And then Keisu looks at her and she goes, what are you holding, dear? And then she just hides behind you.
She was interested about the Thropters. Since you got close to one, maybe you can tell her about them.
Trying to see if she actually would. And now, being as a 10-year-old child, yeah, she probably would. Oh, let me get my notes. And then she runs off into the room. And then Ryan, are you alive or no? Because if not, I'm just gonna play for you.
Type something in Discord. Go for it.
Still typing. Nope, backspaced out. Okay, so let's see. What would Ryan do in this situation?
He's muting himself.
Ryan would walk and put the wooden sword away, and then come back to you, and he'd be like, "So, are you feeling okay? You took quite a beating."
Better than yesterday.
And then Yuka's like, "Beating? What you?"
And at this convenient point in time, Keisu comes back out.
Yeah. She comes dashing out, and she kneels next to Yuka, and then she shows her all the pictures. Ryan, you're alive, and that's where we'll end the session.
What are you talking about? It's only
Sounds good.
So if you didn't hear what happened, you sparred with Keisu, you being the victor, as as some magical spells flew her way.
Established my dominance.
Yeah.
Establish it more.
You
Claim your prize.
you put away your sword, your wooden sword that you received from Keisu, and you walked over to Chris, who was standing in front of Yuka, and asked how he was feeling after he took the beating. Yuka being
How are you
confused,
feeling after you got trampled like a little bitch?
pretty much. And Yuka's like, "What beating?" And then Casey walks in, shows her all the pictures, and she seems to be distracted by all the pictures and amazed of how detailed they are. Ryan, you see this bag that she's holding within her arms, like holding it tight to herself, that you have no idea what it is, and she's
Get
holding.
the bomb, everyone down.
Nah,
Nah.
nah.
No. No. I'll tell you later.
So, after 5 minutes of Casey telling her all the things that she learned, Yuka seems much brighter, and she seems more open to be around you guys. And what would you guys like to do from here on?
I was just gonna rest all day. I mean, Anzen went southeast. We don't necessarily need him.
You guys.
Why did Anson leave?
He went southeast.
Why?
He spun his compass, and that's where it told him to go.
God, to see if Jack Sparrow's compass.
No, that's how he decides where he's going. But just a reminder, you guys are on a quest to find the Black Dragon's daughter. That's yeah, that stole something precious from him, and to return to him in one piece. If any.
I was gonna say it stole his virginity, but then I was like, wait, it's his daughter.
That's not out of the realm of possibilities, Ryan.
I'll say just keep it out of mind for now.
That's a last resort, and we cannot restore that.
So yeah. So remembering what was residing in a dungeon, you remember several depictions of the black dragon, which you assume is to be him, and the white dragon, which you have no idea who this one is, as it has no face and wings. Yeah, that's what you guys can remember. Ryan, what you were doing was you were doing a ritual on a child that you did not know of, and you felt like this was unnecessary, this was pointless, this was stupid and wrong. So you you detest it, and you just went your own way, and that's when you found them.
Why was I doing a ritual on a child?
You have no idea. Yeah, you are a cultist, and you guys are doing a ritual on a
Sure.
child.
Oh. Okay.
But yeah, that's what you guys remember from that dungeon. Just a recap since it's been like a month since we played. But yeah, you guys still need to find his daughter. And yeah, you have no idea how Father Gary's doing.
It's probably dead.
Hey, Keisu,
hmm
do you know anybody that can help me find somebody if they're in the city?
Well, that would be Azelle. She knows the city quite well.
What? I feel sorry for Curtis's character. They've been reduced to NPC.
Yep.
Alright, where's the NPC?
You don't know. Casey was with you guys on a mission. She doesn't know. Edson just left going southeast.
We don't know where he is! Well, where are the scholars in the city?
Why are you asking for me for help?
Because Anzin's not here.
That would be in the dark side of the main castle kingdom. You recall where she's talking about. It's near the library that you went to. It's about where,
Okay.
because it's like a museum area. It's where the scholars would be. And then she reminds you, there's also a school to the east, um, built inside the mountain, of Arcana, where they teach several Arcana means. You might find someone there.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, alright. I guess we'll be heading out then.
Okay.
I was just
yeah.
getting comfortable.
Do you want to come with me, or do you want to stay here?
That's a tough choice. Hey, God, fuck, what's her name?
K Sue.
Yeah, Casey, that one.
Sue, like I'm gonna sue you.
Okay, Sue.
Yeah.
Keisu.
God, why haven't you corrected me before now? I've been saying Casey.
Yeah.
I have.
Well, anyways, like I said, I'm gonna ask Casey.
Sue.
She's going.
Whatever, Alvin. It's Casey to Ryan.
So she goes, I was actually planning to go back to see the doctors on my own. You know, try to get more. Or no. The library. Yes. Thank you, Aldor, for the idea. But the library. They might have some things about the doctors there, and I was hoping to see if I could find any more information about them.
Okay.
Thinking to myself, ugh, a woman that reads.
So,
Alright, well,
so,
let's go to the library.
so you guys are all going to the library, or Chris, where are you going?
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Here he is, a wizard.
As Ryan's song slowly fades in. Not the library in particular, but I'll go ask around the scholars, and if they
Library, you little bitch.
if
Where
they
did this
know
come
a
from?
Tiberius Stormwind.
Okay, so you guys. Oh, jeez.
Oh geez, Scoob.
You guys are up here. You're gonna ask around, looking for Tiberius in particular. You're in the marketplace area. If you're gonna do it,
Well,
you're gonna go.
we're at the yeah.
Okay.
Because that's where all the scholars, all the smart people, they get jealous of everybody else's works, and so they keep tabs on them.
Okay. So you lead them to the library that you once went into, and on the inside, Ryan, you see a elf. It looks like to be a high elf, as she seems very well educated, just sitting at her desk reading a book. Chris, you would recognize this book as
Yes,
this is the same book
yes.
that she was reading last time, and you mentioned to Ryan, be gentle as you leave outside and do an investigation check to try to find Tiberius.
This is going to take a couple rolls. 0.
Well,
Yeah, you don't find anything about Tiberius Stormwind. People are just kind of confused. They're like, who? And yeah, they just seem oddly confused. You don't find anyone leading you to Tiberius Stormwind.
Alright, but we're going to keep at it.
Okay, so Ryan, what would you like to do in here? Casey's in here with you. She asks for a book, and a book flies to her.
dang. You guys got any books on Daughters of Dragons?
Daughters of Dragons.
Specifically, white daughters of black
White dragons.
Are you accompanying that elf?
Oh, I just like dragons.
Because it's really convenient that two different people are asking for white dragons. And then she snaps her fingers and a book flies to her hand. Stunk! And it's a really thick book. It's it's like roughly like 600 pages. And then
Better to beat you with
she hands it to you. She goes,
Oh, thank you.
this is the same book that he read, but he didn't find anything that was necessary for his
Great.
quest.
Do you have anything else then?
Well, what in particular are you looking for? Like
We
White
could go
Dragon.
several ways with this.
Yeah,
Uh,
White Dragon. This is probably the best book about white dragons.
I don't want a book about white dragons.
We don't keep tabs of relatives of dragons.
Oh, what the hell? You don't have like ancient dragon history books or nothing?
Not this library.
God damn it. Well, I don't know. Do you have any like fiction or fun stories I can read?
And then she have a seat, and then you sit down at the desk, and then she snaps her fingers, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
I have a question. Is this like Oh, I survive. Survive hardcore.
Well, yeah. What's your question? Before I tell you what happens.
Is this like Skyrim where I can just like open a book and get a quest from it?
Theoretically, yes.
Sweet.
So
I'll just read all the books in the
so
I'll see you
Being-
in a few years.
being as
I'm a
agitated
fast reader.
as she is,
Why is she so agitated?
because
Because you're being a dummy and interrupting her reading time.
yeah, pretty much.
She already read the book.
No, she was still reading it.
Well,
A pile of books just tumble onto you,
she's a librarian. She's supposed to be, you know.
dealing 1 point of damage on you.
Oh darn! I'll never get that back.
Examining the books, you find several books of adventures and creatures and just a bunch of fiction, some of which tells about a 24-year-old Asian man talking to his friends over the internet.
What is the internet?
Yeah.
It's fiction. Yeah.
Nice. Make another roll.
Yeah, go for it.
Yay. Oh.
Nope. So asking about once more, it's gonna take you like roughly another 30 more minutes from the last time, and yeah, people are still just questioning you. They don't know who you're talking about, and you see Yuka, and Yuka's like, who is this Tiberius that you're looking for?
Well, he wrote a book about white dragons.
Why are you looking for white dragons?
Well, because you're
Because he's
treasure.
racist and he doesn't like black dragons.
because your treasure is an egg, but it looks like it's a dragon egg.
It is.
Why didn't I just?
You can tell at this point, yeah, she utterly trusts you with her life. I mean, granted that there are some things that she will still hide from you, she trusts you with a lot of information.
Well, seeing how you just picked it up, maybe he'll know more about him. I mean, he wrote a whole 100,000 page book about him.
Oh, jeez.
It probably wasn't that long.
How how long did it take?
I don't know. But if we find him, we can ask him.
Okay. Um, should I go on my own and ask around as well so we can have a better chance, or should I just stick with you?
You said you're going to stick with me today, so might as well.
Okay. So,
Innocent, magnificent, moose optimized prime.
what?
Anyways,
So, Ryan, make a uh, insight. No, not insight. Investigation check.
Intelligence.
Investigation.
Intelligence. Yay.
So, reading about you read several stories of a band of adventurers
nice.
who like can fly across planes of worlds of different universes, defeat these giant creatures, and
What
one
are you reading about?
you're just reading fiction,
Okay.
and and after losing some interest in most of the books, you come across a book that that is written in common, and it tells a story of a a demon fighting a human, and you go on to read thoroughly into it, and it tells a story of just that, as this demon is is forced to, like, his hand is forced to fight this human and his army and in a single battle. And reading through the mid towards the end of the first chapter, you learn that this demon won the fight against an army of humans.
Cool.
Yeah. Chris, at this point, make a.
Hey! Oh,
Oh my god! So
You're never gonna find anything.
yeah,
Man.
yeah. So you
never give up, never surrender.
so you find yourself further away than you thought from the library. As you are just pushing onwards, you find yourself in the middle of the main pillar of the Kiraimas, and you're meeting more and more scholars and more intellectuals. And these guys, they have no idea what you're talking about Tiberius Stormwind. They have no idea where he is. Some people do recognize who you're talking about, and they share stories about who Tiberius is, and you learn that he's a dragonborn. But as for his whereabouts, no one knows where he is.
Dragonborn at.
A red scale dragonborn.
Oh, okay. That's more of a reason and explanation on why he wrote the book.
Yeah, that he's quite
okay.
fond of dragons,
Right.
basically. So Ryan, after reading that first chapter, do you want to just throw the book aside or keep reading?
I'm back. What I missed.
You're reading a book that
About-
somehow. No, go ahead.
You're reading a book about a demon that prevailed against humans and a human army. A single demon prevailed against a human army. That's what you read in the first chapter of this book. you want to continue reading it or just do something else? Or you can ask anyone. There's Keisu, there's the elf girl behind the desk, and there are other people in the library as well, reading their own things.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a dick and interrupt everyone else. No, I just
Yeah, you use. Oh, what I heard was you use the Moguri and increase your voice volume, and you just yell at the top. Okay.
Alright, well, I'll do that too. I'll irritate the crap out of everyone.
No. So what are you actually doing?
No, just keep reading the story, yo.
Okay. So you continue to read through, and the next chapter depicts the demon having some kind of personal vendetta against the human. Um, getting a better grasp on this book, you realize that this book is written in the perspective of the demon, not the human, which most hero novels are written about the hero, the human prevailing against a demon. But this one's about the demon lusting for revenge against this human. Uh, it recruits more demons, and they have an all-out demonic versus human war, which no one wins. Everyone just more or less dies due to morale and just overall numbers. There were several people that died in this fight. At this point, go ahead and make another roll, Curse.
Yay!
Oh, what? I don't get to make another. Okay, whatever.
No, you continue to read the book.
Yay! We're getting better.
Yeah, slowly but surely getting better. But what's up, Ryan?
No, don't worry about it.
Okay. So
roll a 1 next time and just walk off a cliff.
So yeah, so you reach about this far, you are near the cliffside, and you see that Yuki's feet are kind of hurt, or Yuka's feet is kind of hurting as once more she's barefooted. You talk to a dragonborn, a blue scale dragonborn, and you ask about Tiberius. He goes, "Why are you looking for Tiberius?"
Well, I read his book on the white dragons.
Well, he has several books about dragons. One's a very fine collection, actually.
This one was fairly large.
Well, so you're a fan of Tiberius, or you're a bounty hunter of Tiberius?
I give him a brief summary about my adventure in the dungeon, running into the dragon, and the dragon asking us to locate the white dragon.
A black dragon, you say? Oh, that's quite the fearful one. The fact that you survived it has defeated on its own. The last I heard about Tiberius was he was traveling westward to some kind.
One more time, I didn't hear that one.
The last thing he heard about Tiberius was he was traveling westward
Traveling west.
to aid some type of village that was shrouded by darkness.
Traveling west to village shrouded by darkness. Okay. Thanks. That helps a lot more than anything else I've gotten today.
Oh, Tiberius isn't as famous as you believe. You know, most dragons people just tend to stay away from. So it's quite understanding that no one knows about him. Anyways, I must get back to my things, and you see as he turns around, he's holding he's inspecting a egg with a spider inside.
Okay.
And then you turn back around and you are completely lost. You have no idea where you are.
No, I have my perks.
You are completely lost. Oh, yeah, you're good. So
No, I have a freaking.
yeah, I know. I'm messing with you. That's why I said it in such a way. But yeah,
Is
so
it though? Is it really?
so walking around, you see that this area is really elegant. Like there are trees blooming like three every 5 feet, every 10 feet. And,
Okay, let's rest here for a while.
okay. So Ryan, what are you doing?
What up? I'm still reading, ain't I?
If you want, yeah. That was just the second chapter. It's your call if you want to continue. That's all I'm asking.
You know. Is there any better books that I should be reading? I'm
That's
interested. I want to hear more about this demon.
okay. Okay. So Casey kind of brings her book next to you, and she's like, "What are you reading?"
Kick-ass story about a demon, yo.
You surprise me every time you speak. And then she continues to read, and then you continue to read. Um, so after the war of humans and demons, um, uh, it was left off with a one-on-one battle between this human and this demon. Um, this demon somehow had an epiphany of sorts and realized that this human that
Marry this human.
no that
Or
this
be murdered.
that this human that he seems to be fighting was the one that created him. Um, um, that so the human not realizing what's that or believing that he's the one that created him, uh, slashed at him and attempts to kill him. The demon falls down and lays motionless. The human sets off this spell and seals it within him. The demon then yells at the human, telling him that just because they're demons doesn't mean they're animals. And then he stands up as the spell takes effect, and a burst of air just emits from his body as air is more or less slicing through his body from the inside. And then he sighs as a cloud of smoke leaves his mouth and looks at him and then punches him in the face as the human goes flying. The demon once more tells him that he's a lot stronger than he seems. That he is the animal of of this uh,
Relationship.
of this relationship. That like unlike him, unlike the humans, the demons don't want an extinction of humans. Unlike the humans want to extinct the demons, and that he should be the one killed. But after a well thought out battle where mountains were destroyed, seas were uh, just decimated, um, it left with the demon standing victor as the human is barely breathing. The demon then seals himself within a door, within a tree, and tells him that if he was to ever open this portal to his world, that he will stop at nothing to kill him. And as the book ends, uh, as the book ends, you read that this demon has more or less lived a happy life within its own world, being a king, being a king among demons in his own world, in a pocket dimension of his own world.
Okay, so Ryan, we just discovered a post level 20 quest.
Nah, that's like a level 1 quest.
You look outside and hey, here's this demon. You flick him in the face, he dies.
End of story, end of quest. It's time to create new characters.
All right, so I'll say for the sake of this, because I think this is going on for like almost 3 hours now. We're just gonna call the session here,
Alright.
and then
What?
Well, when's the next time you guys free?
Tomorrow? Ryan?
Tomorrow.
All right, so tomorrow, like 1ish.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's been fun, you guys. I'll see you guys then.